Excellent.
Great. Hello, Patrick. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, my good friend Ekhoe. I'm doing well. It's
Very
right.
well, I can tell.
It's it, it's Friday, and we're all cheering for the Blue Jays and hoping that they win the World Series.
Yes, we'll keep them in our prayers. So, how's the weather over there?
Well, it's nice. It's windy. It's rainy, but it's still nice.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, we're just going to get started with this. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Informanos Weekly AI Analysis. The show, as always, where we explore the world of artificial intelligence. We'll talk about what's happening now, what's coming next, and what it means for all of us. I'm your host, the usual AI aficionado, Ekhoe, and today we are diving into the topic, the AI bubble. And joining me, as always, is Patrick, who is who is an AI analyst and will be doing justice to this topic. Thank you, Patrick, once again for this particular episode and for you to be able to dissect this topic with us today. Okay,
Thank you very much, Ahoy.
great. Just before we actually go into this topic for today, I just would like to, there's this. We've been, checking the news, listening and reading about different AI stalwarts, like the likes of them, Elon Musk, tech executives as well, talking about AI and robots. Sorry. Now, Elon Musk actually predicts that AI and robots will replace all jobs, and Mark Benioff is looking at rehiring more salespeople than he laid off, citing the fact that AI doesn't have a soul. Now, Amazon, on the other hand, plans to automate over 500,000 roles in the coming years, raising questions about the future of work and human employment. How do we balance this conversation? Before we go into the main topic, let's just talk about this briefly.
Yeah, no, that's a good point you raised, and it's a conversation around AI and robots replacing humans. Like you mentioned, Elon Musk said AI and robots are going to replace most of what we do. And I always use the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle.
Mm,
I believe that 80% of what most people do is mechanical, is process driven, is step driven, and 80% of those things can be done by either robots or bots or even AI. When I think about what Mark Benioff said, the CEO of Salesforce, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, he came out and he said that half of the work at Salesforce is now being done by
true.
AI. And now he's kind of going back and say, "Hey, I want to hire more salespeople because AI does not have a soul." I think the two are still aligned because you have to think about what kind of position is he hiring for. He's
Exactly.
hiring sales people. Now, why is he hiring sales people? If you think about Salesforce, Salesforce is mainly a B2B company, which
Mm,
means that the sales decision to buy those Salesforce licenses are made by leadership in a company. And if you think
mm,
about most of those leaders in the company, they are mostly my age mates or older than me. Most of them are not hanging around on their laptops, on their machines. They're hanging around at a golf club. They're hanging around, relaxing, in a club other places. You need humans to go there to go and interact with those people. And I think
mm,
that's why he's hiring sales people. If he had come out to say, you know what, I'm increasing my operations team, I'm hiring more people in customer service, then I'll be like, you know what, he's walking back on what he said about AI doing most of the work at Salesforce. I don't think he's walking back. I think he's still proceeding with having AI do most of the work at Salesforce. The other thing too is he's been under some pressure with a statement he made about National Guard coming into California. And
mm,
so I think that the topic around AI and job replacement is a sensitive topic. And given the current political climate, it's not strain that he want to sound a political score by saying, "Hey, guess what? I'm hiring more people because AI cannot do what other people do." But again, pay attention to the roles he's hiring. He's hiring more salespeople to help him go out there and sell.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. I mean, it's always a pleasure listening to you, and you just dealt, I mean, you just give justice to this particular question at this time. Thank you. Now, to our topic of the day, the AI bubble. Just before we talk about it in depth, what exactly do they mean by the AI bubble, please?
So when people talk about a bubble, they talk about a scenario where the excitement, the investment, and valuation surrounding a certain technology
Hmm.
is inflated beyond their real sustainable value or capability. I mean, if you think back to the dot-com bubble
Hmm.
or the early years of crypto boom, and so people are seeing a similar pattern. And so when you have, for example, the valuation of a company is now astronomically increased because it's an AI company, then what you're
Hmm.
seeing in the AI sense is you're seeing investors overpaying for the value of a company only to possibly realize down the road that the company had no business model, the company had no way of making money back, and they just invested in a hype. I give you an example. There is, I say, one of the top AI companies. I will not mention their name. One of their top executives left the company to start up their own thing. I won't say if it's a she, if it's a he, but they
Hmm.
left the company to start up their own thing. And just because of the fact that they were with this company, just because of the fact that they had a big name, billions of dollars are already available to her to launch her own thing. And at the beginning, you ask her, "What's the idea?" and and he or she will say, "I don't have an idea yet. I'm just thinking." But you already have billions of dollars assigned to this individual because it's AI. And so, from a business model perspective, from a business perspective, does that make sense
Hmm.
to assign billions of dollars to somebody who has no idea, who has no product, or who hasn't brought something tangible to the table that will differentiate them in the marketplace? And so, when people start gambling about AI, this is what happens. This is what builds the hype, and this is what creates an artificial bubble, and it will always bust. Okay, but I think I was going to follow up this question with another answer, with a
Hmm.
follow-up answer, but I think a question is coming that will catalyze this answer I'm about to give. So I'll stop here.
Thank you very much. And now, how can we tell whether we are in a bubble versus a period of legitimate rapid innovation? Like you just made comparison to the dot-com era, the crypto boom, and all of that. Now, eh, I mean, yes, you've actually said it's somewhat similar to those kind of bubble, but is this indeed a bubble, or could we see this as just a rapid innovation? I mean, look at it. Uh, there's this pattern with this AI boom, which is to me is really rapid, right? It's
Hmm.
just one thing today, another thing tomorrow. So again, to me, it's just a progressive innovation, as it were. But uh, do you think we could actually really, regard it as a bubble, indeed, or it's just like a rapid innovation? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great question, Ehoy. And again, I'll go back to the internet. Okay,
Hmm.
remember in the early years when we had the internet bubble and the dot-com bubble, and yes, it was a bubble because you had these companies that were all internet companies, and they were the valuation was way bigger than it was actually meant to be valued, and they had no business model. But out of the internet came Amazon. Think about it. Out
Hmm.
of the internet came Salesforce. Out of the internet came Google. If there was
Hmm.
no internet, there'll be no Amazon, there'll be no Google, most likely no Salesforce. And so we see companies that actually become are one of the most valuable companies in the world because of the internet, which means
Hmm.
the internet was not the problem. The problem was human greed. And so when
Mm.
humans become greedy and start slapping everything with a slogan in order to attract investment when they have no business model, then that leads to a bubble. I give you an example. I was at a pitch competition a while ago. I won't mention. Um, every company that pitched in that pitch competition called themselves an AI company. In short, in the pitch, they showed themselves as what they were doing with AI and everything AI, AI, AI. But after the pitch, I started having conversation with some of the owners and founders, and I started digging deeper, and I discovered that they were not really an AI company. They were thinking about introducing AI. They hadn't started doing anything AI, and I thought to myself, so why do you call yourself AI company? Because investors are looking for AI companies to invest, and so are we in a bubble? Yes. Are we not in a bubble? Yes. So the answer is yes, we're in a bubble, but we're also in the midst of a fascinating technological innovation and groundbreaking outcome that will transform how we work, that will transform every industry, and that will transform humanity. I believe AI can solve a lot of problems. I believe that AI can be leveraged to help companies make money, save time, and enhance the customer experience. I believe that we can live better lives and have better experiences as humanity as a result of AI. I believe that we are in an era in humanity that we have never been before. We can start businesses, launch ideas, improve processes, and change our society by leveraging AI. But I also believe that there are people out there that do not have a right business model, and all they're after is to attract investment using a current hype and a slogan that is currently in vogue: AI.
Thank you very much, and a very big thank you to you. So, our audience, thank you for your time, and that's it for this week. And again, of course, by next week, we'll be having a very interesting topic for you as well. So please stay tuned as we will be, talking about other interesting topics. So thank you, Patrick, for your time.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
sharing
much.
your insights as usual. And for our audience, if you've enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and follow us on this platform. And stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll be talking about very, very much more interesting topics. Thank you all, and have yourself a beautiful weekend. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.